Alliance is said to have reached a consensus to expand the cabinet, which has been delayed for almost 3 months now. In other developments, the government is sending a special delegation to New Delhi, which is seen as an attempt of Deuba government to improve ties with the BJP-led government. The development comes even as an Indo-Nepal border security meeting in New Delhi has failed to raise border issues. Good morning, I'm Sarah Chitrakar and these are the headlines of the hour. Nepal fails to raise border security issues at the two-day bilateral meeting that began yesterday in New Delhi. Issues of intimidation by Indian Border Security Force ignored. National Human Rights Commission rendered ineffective. Government yet to implement the Commission's recommendation. 86% of total victims still waiting for justice. Nepal Electricity Authority bears a loss of 670 million rupees in the past 45 days due to lack of market to export surplus electricity and domestic reach. And Mumbai Indians hammer Rajasthan Royals to keep their playoff hopes alive at the ongoing Indian Premier League. Top leaders of the ruling alliance have agreed on distribution of ministerial portfolios 86 days after the formation of the incumbent government. The meeting of top brass leaders of ruling parties held yesterday evening agreed on quota of the ministerial portfolios. As per the agreement, Nepali Congress will get 8 portfolios, including the Prime Minister, while CPN Maoist Centre will get 6 and CPN Unified Socialist and Jata Samajwadi will get 4 ministries each. However, leaders have not been able to finalize the name of aspirants to be part of the government. Meanwhile, the government decided to sack Chairman of Securities Board of Nepal, Bhisma Raj Tungana. Tungana was allegedly involved in insider share trading of Sarbotam Cement. It's the second day today of the two-day Nepal-India border security meeting in Indian capital, New Delhi. The meeting last time was postponed due to COVID-19 pandemic. Inspector General of Armed Police Force, Shailendra Thapa, is leading Nepali delegation in the meeting. It has been learned that Nepal has not raised border-related security issues, including intimidation from Indian Border Force SSB on Nepali nationals. The meeting is being held at a time when the infamous Tarchula incident has not been abated. People residing at the border point have been suffering intimidation from the Indian Border Force and have been facing insecurity while crossing the border. Nepal was expected to raise these concerns at the meeting. However, meeting is likely to limit itself on formal agendas. Earlier, the meeting held 2 years ago in Pokhara ended with 8-point agreement. The meeting had agreed on joint security exercise and patrolling to control inter-border crimes and terrorism. The Indian side, however, has been maintaining silence on the Darchula incident. It may be recalled that this mechanism has not been assigned to discuss and settle border issues, including Kalapani and Susta. There have been several incidents reported at different border points in the past 2 years. Experts opine that Nepal should raise such issues during the meeting, even as the Indian side has largely remained indifferent, inviting further turmoil on border issues. The role of the National Human Rights Commission has remained ineffective in recent days despite having official status of the constitutional body. However, neither the Commission, which had published the name list of individuals 1 year back for their alleged involvement in severe human rights violations, pushed the government to take action, nor the government has been showing any concern regarding this. According to a latest report, 86% of total victims are still waiting for justice. The Commission had released the names of 288 individuals for their alleged involvement in human rights violation in October last year. That included former Army Chief Pyarjang Thapa, the then Inspector General of Nepal Police Kuber Singh Rana, and former Home Secretary Narayan Gopal Malegu. The Commission had recommended the government to book the named perpetrators and take stern action against them. The government, however, is yet to take action, while the Commission has also not been able to pressure the government to work in this regard. The role of the Commission has largely been limited to formality so far, as 86% of total incidents recommended for compensation and action have been left unaddressed. The Supreme Court had ordered the government to take action against alleged individuals as recommended by the human rights watchdog. However, victims of incidents have been deprived of justice due to a lackluster approach on behalf of the Commission. It might come as a surprise to many that Nepal, that endured load shedding of up to 18 hours a day at one point, has energy surplus these days, to the extent that the Nepal Electricity Authority is bearing a loss of 15 million rupees on a daily basis. This is because of the government's inability to sell the surplus energy to the Indian market and expand domestic reach. The authorities' loss on Sunday stood at 18 million rupees. Since mid-August, 1,500 megawatt of electricity has been wasted on a daily basis, incurring the authority a total loss of 670 million rupees in the span of just 45 days. Hydropower experts say mid-September to mid-November is the peak season for energy production, as the river waters are the cleanest during this period. Unfortunately, many industries take a break for festivals like Dasai and Tihar during this very season, reducing the overall consumption. The government's white paper has aimed of selling 5,000 megawatt of electricity to neighboring nation India by the Nepali year 2085. The NEA some 6 months ago had proposed to export electricity produced from the 456 megawatt Upper Tamakoshi and 45 megawatt Bhotekoshi hydropower project to India in its first phase. However, the plan has yet to materialize due to lack of initiative from both the Energy Ministry and the authority. Likewise, India has announced it will not purchase electricity produced by hydropower plants that have Chinese investment. This is despite the energy crisis resulted by the lack of coal in both the neighboring nations. Currently, Nepali consumers have to pay 10 rupees per unit of electricity, while it is 20 Indian rupees in India. In our Public Voice segment, today we have asked in Tanahu, Sankhwasabha and Kanchanpur what should be done to improve the quality of community schools. Let's take a look at what they had to say.
मास्टरले राम्रोसित पढाउनु पर्यो, राजनीति गर्न भएन।
इंग्लिश मिडियम पढेका टिचरहरूले ल्याएर चाहिँ अलिकति यसलाई चाहिँ यसको पाठ्यक्रम चेन्ज गरेर चाहिँ अगाडि बढाउन सकिन्छ।
अभिभावक, शिक्षक र विद्यार्थी त्रिकोणात्मक सम्बन्ध हुन धेरै जरुरी छ।
महिनामा 20 दिन गएर 1 महिनाको स्यालेरी खान्छ, तिनलाई चाहिँ घोगी ठेक्काबाट निकाल्नु पर्छ।
शिक्षकहरू एकदम दक्ष प्राविधिक हुन जरुरी छ।
यो विद्यार्थी आयो आएन भनेर सरहरूले नि एकदम बुद्धि गरेर पढाउनु पर्छ।
Time now for our segment, Public Pulse, where you text us with your opinion. Here's the question: what is the reason behind the inability to raise energy consumption? Your options are A, lack of work plan, B, expensive price, and C, sluggishness in raising access. The voting is on. Type any WS, select your option A, B or C and send it to 34001 to share your opinion with us. That's all for the moment. Thank you for watching. Good day.